All right, let's just get right into it. If you honestly think AI is just some fancy tool to get your homework done a little bit faster, I'm going to be blunt. You've already lost the game. But if you see it as your co-pilot to actually making real money, well, then you're finally waking up. So let's talk about how you actually win.
Just let that sit with you for a second. These people, they aren't smarter than you. They're not luckier than you. They are just leveraged. See, while you're out there fighting the algorithm, they are owning it. And the only difference is how they think about their tools. You know, for years, we've all been sold this idea, this lie, that success comes from grinding yourself into dust. You gotta work 12 hours a day, embrace the burnout culture, and then maybe, just maybe, you'll get a chance to climb a ladder that somebody else built for you. That is the big lie. And this slide right here shows you the huge shift we're living through. The old way, that was all about brute force. The new way, the 21st century reality, it's about being smart, about using leverage. It's not about working harder, it's about building your own system where your effort gets multiplied 1,000 times over. We are in a digital renaissance, and those old rules, they just don't apply anymore. Think about it like this. Back when the tractor was invented, some people probably called it cheating. I mean, they were used to digging in the dirt with their bare hands. But the smart farmers? Oh, they called it efficiency. They got it. It was a tool to get way more done with way less effort. Well, today, AI is your tractor. And trust me, I know this feeling because I lived it. I was stuck in this exact loop. I had an endless to-do list, absolutely zero time to breathe, and a bank account that just would not grow, no matter how much mehnat, that's a word for that grueling, soul-crushing kind of hard work, no matter how much I poured in. I was literally drowning in busy work that was going nowhere. And this is the question that changed absolutely everything for me. Are you using AI like it's just some simple chatbot you ask random questions? Or are you treating it like a hyper-efficient employee that you can delegate entire chunks of your work to? That shift in perspective, it's everything. So let's break that down. Most people, right now, are stuck in low-level use. They're asking AI to write some cringy social media caption. It's basically a party trick. But the elite users, the ones who are really winning, they're using it for something called cognitive offloading. So what is cognitive offloading? It's actually pretty simple. It means you never, ever have to start from a blank page again. You let AI handle the first 60% of any task, the repetitive, brain-draining part, and that frees you up for the final 40%. That's where you create the real value, your unique strategy, your creativity, your personal vibe. I want you to focus on this number 60%. That is what AI gives you right off the bat. The first 60% of a business plan, the first 60% of a video script, the first 60% of the code for an app. It is the ultimate head start on literally anything you want to build. And this just brilliantly shows the power of it all. You can take a super dense 400-page textbook and give AI one simple command, explain this to me like I'm a founder who's building a startup. And boom, you just skipped 10 hours of confusing, difficult reading. That's not just being productive. It's literally like bending time in your favor. This whole idea leads to the single most important mindset shift you can possibly make, evolving from being a worker into an architect. You stop doing the work and you start managing the result. So here's what that process looks like. Step 1, you automate all the donkey work, all the boring data entry, the first drafts, the basic organization. Step 2, this unlocks your brain for deep work, where you can actually think strategically and be creative. And that, of course, leads to step 3, you become the architect, the person who directs the whole system and manages the final high-value outcome. And make no mistake about this, the future doesn't belong to the people who can just do repetitive tasks the fastest. No way. It belongs to the architects, the ones who can design and manage the systems that do those tasks for them. They're the ones who are going to capture all the value. But look, having a powerful mindset is only half the battle. Just knowing that AI exists isn't nearly the same as knowing how to actually extract real value from it. So the real question becomes, how do you turn this amazing tool into a tangible outcome, into actual money? See, to get from theory to reality, to hit your first $1,000, you need more than just access to a tool. You need a battle plan. You need a specific roadmap, especially if you're a student or a creator who's just tired of being broke but busy. Look, a winning plan gives you your time back by automating all those tasks that drain your day. It gives you the frameworks, the exact prompts to get high-value results in minutes, not hours. And most importantly, it gives you a clear roadmap to actually monetize these new skills, like offering AI-powered services to a world that's still stuck in the old way of doing things.
So let's talk about that first $1,000. Why that specific number? Well, because it's a huge psychological benchmark. It is proof of concept. Once you prove to yourself, just once, that you can make $1,000 using digital leverage, the ceiling on what you believe is possible just completely disappears. But let's be totally clear about something. The biggest thing holding you back from doing this isn't a lack of opportunity out there. It's distraction. And when it's used the right way, this new wave of AI is the ultimate distraction killer. It handles all the noisy, low-value work so you can finally focus on what actually matters. This slide right here shows the reality of our near future. There is a gap opening up. And believe me, it is getting wider every single day. On one side, you have the architects who are using AI to become exponentially more valuable. And on the other side, well, you have everyone else. This really just says it all. The gap between those who leverage AI and those who are made redundant by it is growing exponentially. You have a choice right now to decide which side of that gap you're going to be on, because there really is no middle ground anymore. So really, the ball is in your court. You have the tools, you have the access to them. Pretty much everyone does. So the only question left that really matters is this: do you have the discipline to actually learn how to use them? Look, I don't want you to just watch this and then move on with your day. I want you to take action. So here is your challenge for the next 24 hours. It's super simple. First, I want you to take one task you absolutely hate doing, something that just drains your energy. Second, find an AI workflow to solve it. Third, break the cycle of doing things the old hard way. And fourth, this is the most important step of all, start now. Now, I actually built a system called AI Avengers to solve this exact problem for students and creators. It's the battle plan, it's the community, it's the shortcut, all in one. If that sounds like something you need, the link is in the description. If you want to go it alone, that's fine too. But please, do it now. Stop scrolling, go build something. Let's get to work.